Hello everybody, hello Penguin Nation. Breaking news here for the Pittsburgh Penguins from the Truth Serum. Trader Jim is up to his antics yet again. And I'll get into the who and the what and all of that. But before I get started, tonight's episode of the Truth Serum is being brought to you by SeatGeek. Great place to get your tickets, great seats, great deal. Tickets are sent to you through Ticketmaster, so you don't have to worry about it being any fake. It's completely real. I'm going to be going to the game on March 3rd, Penguins Senators. It all works out perfect. And Penguin fans, if you want to see the newest Penguin that I'll be talking about in a few seconds, all you got to do is get your tickets from SeatGeek. Use the code Joey Wagner. You'll get $20 off of your first order. So let's get into it. The Pittsburgh Penguins this year, they've been one of the top 5 teams in the NHL, even with injuries to everybody. Crosby, Malkin, Letang missed time, John Marino now, Schultz, Dumoulin, I could go on and on. Everybody's missed time due to something. Jake Gensel out for the season. But with all of these injuries, Mike Sullivan has done a great job to keep this team together, to keep them playing well and winning hockey games. And everybody, Penguin GM Jim Rutherford, we know the track record he has. We know the track record he has of making trades. His nickname isn't Trader Jim for nothing. For the last week and a half, he has said that there's been a trade in the works and a type of player that he wanted to get. GM JR got that player. And I think the cost is absurd. So absurd that I would have said no deal on this one. But this is the deal. The Pittsburgh Penguins have acquired Jason Zucker from the Minnesota Wild. Penguins get Zucker, and the Wild in return get back Penguins' top defense prospect, Calen Addison, a 2020 first-round pick, and Alex Galchenyuk. So those are the terms. Zucker to the Pens, Addison, first-rounder, and Galchenyuk to the Wild. That is a lot, everybody. That is a lot. And I'll say this about Jason Zucker. He's a good player. He's a nice player. But he's not worth a first plus your best defense prospect. He's been good in the NHL. He's been fine, but he hasn't been great. Jason Zucker's numbers this season, 45 games played, 14 goals, 29 points. Looks like he's going to be a 25 goal scorer this year in that range. Last year, 21 goals, 42 points. The year before that, 2017-2018, his breakout year, 33 goals, 64 points. The year before that, 22 goals, 48 points. This is his 6th year in the NHL. So far, 3-time 20-goal scorer, probably 4 with this season. But he's only crossed the 30 mark once. Like I said, he's a good hockey player. By the way, the Penguins have him 3 more years after this at a cap hit at $5.5 million. He's a good player. Like I said, he's a good player. But he's not a great player. And if I'm giving up a first-round pick in Calen Addison, I want better than good. I want great. And we'll see if Sidney Crosby can turn Jason Zucker into great. Better hope so. Better hope so, Penguins. Because this is a lot to pay. And I'll say this. Galchenyuk was a mess from the start. Never was able to get his footing underneath him. Just a disaster from day one. And that was someone that needed to go. And with the salary cap hits to match up, Galchenyuk had to go. Zucker 5.5 in, Galchenyuk $4.9 million out. And I'll say this, everybody. For the Penguins to get rid of Galchenyuk in this deal was probably why they had to give up so much, to be honest with you. A first in Calen Addison. Calen Addison, I looked, he's having a great year in the WHL. A future first to second pairing defenseman, high offensive talents, a future power play quarterback. Everybody, in trades, there's one word that changes all trades and one word that gives you leverage in the deal, and that's no. If I was Jim Rutherford, I would have said no to this deal. Given up too much. A first and Addison? I would have given up one or the other. I would have given up 2 first-round picks if I could have kept Calen Addison. My goodness. Jim Rutherford giving up the future like it's Christmas. Who does he think he is? Santa Claus? My gosh. I'll say this, everybody. Penguins gave up a great price for a good player, and the only way that it's worth it is if the commissioner, Gary Bettman, is handing Sidney Crosby the Stanley Cup in June. If that happens, it's worth it. If not, then the Penguins have a big hole in the future that they'll have to pay. But that's the deal. Pittsburgh Penguins, Jim Rutherford has wanted Jason Zucker for almost a year, and he gets him today before the deadline. So there you have it, everybody. As always, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any thoughts on the deal, leave it down in the comments section below. Everybody, the Pittsburgh Penguins play the Tampa Bay Lightning tomorrow night in Pittsburgh. We'll see if Jason Zucker makes his Penguin debut. And I still got to make my mind up if that's a hockey game I want to do tomorrow. If so, 7 p.m. tomorrow right here in the Truth Serum. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to this breaking news episode of the Truth Serum. Joey the Truth Wagner signing off, and I hope you have a great night.